Well, welcome back. I'm Denise Rolark Barnes, once again, publisher of the Washington Informer and host of Let's Talk. We're going to jump right in because we've got a guest that's really, really busy, and I'm so glad she came to join us today. But we're still celebrating National Small Business Month, and the DC Chamber of Commerce is preparing to host one of the city's biggest gatherings of the year, the 2026 Business Summit at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. And joining me today is Chinyere Hubbard, President and CEO of the DC Chamber of Commerce, to share with us what this Business Summit is all about. Chinyere, welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you, Denise. I'm delighted to be here. Happy Friday and happy May Day.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thanks for all of that. And, I know that you're going to be going down in a little bit to celebrate the reopening of Ben's Chili Bowl. So we want to mark that as a wonderful day to celebrate May Day.
Absolutely, yes. And Small Business Month, as you mentioned.
Yes. So the summit brings together entrepreneurs, policymakers, corporate leaders. I mean, as my daddy used to say, lottie dottie and everybody, all the stakeholders in one place in the small business community. Tell us, why is this event especially important for Washington small businesses right now at this time?
Absolutely. We are facing some economic headwinds, and the summit is really important, particularly now with DC's budget situation creating real pressure on city services. Business owners are asking what the city's commitment to their success looks like, and that's why the summit matters. We're bringing together about 1,000 people from across the city and region, small, medium, and large business owners, to learn about financial preparedness, access to capital, networking with large and small companies. Because a lot of the concerns we hear most are cash flow, capital access, workforce, talent strategies. And so small business owners, particularly those in food service, retail, the creative economy, and many others, are really navigating a challenging financial landscape that's been extremely tight. So we are delighted to put on the Small Business Summit at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. We will hear remarks from Mayor Bowser, Council Member at Large Donnie Crawford, Ward 7 Council Member Wendell Felder. We'll hear from senior leadership from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Federal Reserve Board of Richmond, to talk about the economic landscape and how business owners can survive and thrive during these dynamic times, and many other business leaders across the city. And then the day culminates in a Small Business Awards luncheon. And so you won't want to miss it. We're honoring several small businesses. We partner with DSLBD and recognize those small businesses who are making an impact across the district.
So before I let you go, because I'm not ready to let you go yet, but we started talking about this summit. We won, and we talked about where it is, which is at the Washington Convention Center. But when is it going to take place?
Oh, thank you, Denise. I failed to mention that. The day after Mother's Day. So after you've celebrated your mother, or you, Denise, like you and me who are mothers, we can enjoy a full day of networking and connections on Monday, May 11th at 8 a.m., bright and early, all day till 3 a.m. And the other exciting part about the Small Business Summit, we have an expanded makers market and exhibit hall with more than 50 makers, which is one of the largest we've ever had. And so for small and emerging businesses, it is really proximity to clients and customers and decision makers who can help them move the needle. So the makers market and exhibit hall will really invite the broader DC community to shop local with intention, because you know a lot about shopping local, and I know you're a huge champion for that. So there's really something powerful about placing handcrafted product and a new tech solution and legacy neighborhood business being side by side. This is the DC economy. So we want to make sure attendees have a chance to purchase, exchange a car, or form a partnership at the Makers Market.
One of the things that, and I've told you, I've done a couple of candidates forums, and I've heard some of the mayoral and other candidates that are running for office, and the state of small businesses in the District of Columbia seems to be a really, really big issue. Still local government contracting, federal government contracting, opportunities that folks think they've lost, over the last couple of years, or the strength of those contracts. Is there you mentioned a couple of government agencies, but what, for those who have relied on government contracting, are you going to talk a little bit about that and what the options are?
Absolutely. We partner with several DC government agencies, DSLBD, DISB, DEMPED, and DOES. But outside of those government agencies, we really want entrepreneurs to learn how to diversify their revenue streams. And so that's what this summit will address. We want to make sure entrepreneurs and small business owners know that they can get access to capital and how to think about scaling responsibly or how to navigate advocacy on behalf of their business. So we really want to make sure the learning to be applicable immediately. And DISB is going to have one-on-one coaching at the event as well. So we want to make sure that some of these valuable things happen at the summit won't be just in panels, but they'll be in the hallway, they'll be at lunch, they'll be an exhibit hall, and people can really leave with some meaningful relationships.
Well, that's important because networking, sometimes just doing business with each other can be very beneficial. And a lot of times we don't think about who our business partners can be. And I think the Chamber is a good place for that. And before we go to, I want to talk about that. What does it take to become a member of the DC Chamber?
Anyone can be a member of the DC Chamber. If you have a DC business, even if you do business across the country or worldwide, you can visit our website. Our memberships are based on the size and scope of your business, but we are here to be a resource, a trusted partner. We provide access to events, to legislators, and you can just visit our website at www.dcchamber.org. And one thing I did want to mention yesterday, I did have the privilege of testifying before Councilmember Felder's Committee on Small Business and to support DSLBD's funding. And so I will say we have a champion in Councilmember Felder and a champion in Director Rosemary Suggs Evans, and of course a champion in our wonderful Mayor Muriel Bowser to ensure that small businesses have everything they need to survive, because we know they are the lifeblood of our city. And so the DC Chamber is here to support any business on that journey.
And in that note, what are some of the maybe one or two of the Chamber's biggest priorities right now when it relates to small businesses?
Making sure that they have access to capital, making sure that they are prepared financially and they have those tools and resources, making sure that they have access to talent and workforce. We just hosted a Future Ready Workforce Forum at Gallup last month. And then also making sure that we're advocating for them, that we make it easy to do business, that we have found ways to streamline business operations so you don't have a lot of red tape and hurdles to jump through. So we work closely with our partners at Department of Licensing and Protection and at the council. So we are advocating our council members to ensure that the legislation they're putting forward is pro-growth, support businesses, and that is why this election is also, I know we weren't talking about the election, but since you moderated a forum yesterday, we want to make sure that the candidates that we are voting for are supporting our business community and ensuring that the businesses, we're moving forward and the businesses can survive and thrive. And there's several council races, and we're voting for a new mayor, the first time in over a decade. So it's important that people get out there and advocate and make their voices heard.
Is there an area, Chinyere, that you think is you've observed, the chambers have observed, where there's the largest growth in businesses in the district, some areas?
Yes, healthcare, professional services, and tech. DC is really becoming a large tech hub for innovation, and so technology, we're seeing a major growth in technology. And we are going to be hosting a technology forum later this fall, so I encourage everyone to stay tuned for more details on that.
Well, I want to thank you very much for being with us. I know that you have to dash off to do a couple of things, and I appreciate you taking some time with us this morning. Just want to repeat one more time about the event that's coming up on May the 11th, and so you do it.
Yes, thank you. Monday, May 11th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. It is the DC Chamber's annual Small Business Summit and Showcase. And we have a special awards luncheon. You do have to buy a ticket for that, but it's one you won't want to miss. We have tickets and scholarship and sponsorships still available, but the summit is free for anyone and everyone to come and enjoy.
All right, Chinyere Hubbard, President of the DC Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank you so very much for being with us today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Denise. Always a pleasure to be here. Take care. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Where do you